Hello once again and welcome to Starlight TV. My name is Freda Babali. Today my guest is a lawyer and he has been a lawyer in private practice for 15 years. He practiced law in Jos, Kaduna, partially in Abuja before relocating to Gombe State. He is the principal counsel and founder Sati Benjamin and Partners. He is a member of the Nigerian Bar Association. He is a member Chartered Institute of Arbitrators of the United Kingdom. He is also an associate member of the Association of Professional Negotiators and Mediators. He is also a notary public. You're welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
We are very glad that you were able to have us here in your beautiful office.
Thank you for coming.
All right, sir. So earlier on, you said that you actually did not want to study or you didn't know you were going to study law while you were in school, you wanted to study something else. So what happened along the line that you later went for law as a course to study?
Thank you. Uh, I have had, like every other child growing, battled with the choice of course to study or career to follow. And when I was in secondary school, I had the privilege of being taught literature and English by a very good teacher. So I thought by my combination I should study law. I had the background of the law enforcement. My father retired from the Nigerian police, so I was somehow connected to the law. My father had all the law books, penal code, criminal code, traffic regulations, and a host of others as a police officer. So that had somehow, at the formative stage, influenced my thinking that I was to study law. Along the line, some factors, societal, family. My father was trying to influence me towards studying economics for some good reasons, actually. But when I went to do A levels in Bauchi State Polytechnic, back then in 2000, 2001, 2, I had a bit, had grown up a bit then, so I was able to know what I wanted, what others wanted, and what is the need at the particular time. So I decided that I should apply direct entry and study law. Applied to ABU Zaria and I was admitted. So that settled the issue of choice of course. Yes, yes.
Okay, so in your career and in life also, how important do you think is mentorship in the life of a young person who is just starting up now?
Well, mentorship is very, very important. Like, let me answer the question the way it came. How important it is. It is very, very important. I'm a Christian and I believe the Bible is complete. I've seen stories of people being mentored by people in the Bible. Uh, the most notable was when Elijah, the master of Elisha, was going. What Elisha wanted to get from Elijah was to get a double portion of his blessings. So he has been following him. They were a master, I don't want to say and a servant relationship, master and a subordinate relationship. So it is very important that I read from a book. I'm not sure whether it is The Art of Persuasion or The Mafia Manager. Everyone needs a rabbi. Everyone needs a guardian. Everyone needs someone in his life in form of a mentor. Someone you could report to, someone you could confide in, someone that could guide you in your chosen area of profession, vocation or career. So it is an important thing, even in your own choices area of profession or your career or your calling. You might not have just one mentor. You need many mentors. Okay, let me use myself as a lawyer. I have someone who mentors me in advocacy,
Okay.
and I had a pupil under me who, if you see her argue in court, she argues passionately, her choice of words, her diction, and everything in advocacy. You would think as if she's copying me, but being a disciple had a complete loyalty. At least I was not teaching her anything bad. So everything I do in advocacy, she takes it hook, line, and sinker.
She just
She
do what
argued while we were together. She doesn't do legal practice anymore. But while we were together, she argued everything like me. So even in your own area, let me use law as a profession, as a career, as a calling. We see ours as a calling. Let me use law. You might have three, four, five mentors. Someone who mentors you in advocacy, in the art of argument and presentation. You could have someone who mentors you in dressing. He wears fine suits, no color rioting, shoes, everything perfect. Then you could have someone who mentors you in the art of writing. Law of these days is more writing than speaking. You write everything on paper and you go to court and you do adoption, particularly when you are going to superior courts. So you need someone who will mentor you in the art of writing. And you need someone who mentors you in client counsel relationship. You need someone who could mentor you in professional ethics generally. Your relationship with spouse, with colleagues in the office, with clients, how to charge them, how to recover your monies, how to be diligent and execute the brief you take from a client to a logical conclusion. So we all need the services and the presence of some mentors in our lives to be able to checkmate us at times, to be able to guide us, to be able to ensure that we do not fall apart. We get to our desired destination in whatsoever area of practice or profession or vocation or calling we find ourselves. So mentors are very important.
so apart from mentors and having a mentor in your life, what about our parents? Do parents play like a significant role in the success of a child?
Very well. Parents play, sociologists believe that the first agent of socialization is the family. And the people we have in the family, even if someone was not born into a family in the strict sense of having father and mother living together, but somehow he lives with one parent or the other. And the parent that he lives with does not live in isolation, does not live in an island, he lives in a community. So parents play a very significant role. And at times your parents might not be as educated, they might not be as exposed or informed or fortunate or privileged. But your formative age, particularly this age 1 to 7, you have more contact with parents than any other person, even when you start going to school quite early. But your time and training is more with your parents. So in the choice of course of study, profession to pursue, what vocation to do, what career to pursue, your parents play a significant role. They might not be educated to be able to guide you into a particular, but they have done the foundational guidance while you are growing up. And that foundation helps you to interact with people who are in that area you want to venture. Your parents are not there, but the training you get from your parents helps you to relate and be able to decide what you want to do, what you want to become, and all whatnot. So parents play a role.
So what of these days you hear a lot of young people, they say that, oh, they want to study something different and their parents somehow cajole them to study their own desires. So sometimes you see a young person is in this conflict of it's either to be stubborn and do what I want or follow what my parents want. So like what advice can you give? to such person?
It is rather unfortunate. This influence of parents, perhaps selfish influence, is not usually born out of good faith. It's not out of the parents' desire to see you become a better person, but it's out of their desire, you know, to have you become like them or
Better than them.
better actually. Or become, when I say become like them, it's in their area of calling. Parents are selfish. As okay, I'm a lawyer and I would have a feeling that I'm just growing. If I practice for the next 10, 20 years, I should be a very big man, like very big. So I would not want a situation where I would spend a lot of money, build a big office, have big, good books, international books, resource materials. And if I am not there tomorrow, my wife is not a lawyer. If I'm not there tomorrow, someone inherits. So parents out of that thinking always want their children to follow in their career calling. They want their children to follow in their professional calling. And so they usually, most often, if your parent is doing well in his own choices area, he feels he doesn't want you to make mistake. But life is a risk. That attitude of parents is, to say the least, condemnable. It is really not a good thing. It is good to guide someone into the choice if the person has the love and the passion for it. If he keeps it, it is perfectly okay. But if someone is going, like I've interacted with someone who read medicine, this is not the stories we used to hear. It's a live talk I had with someone. I chatted with him like one on one. And he studied medicine and he literally did not give his parents the certificate to say, I've studied that thing you wanted me to study. But he was acting it. He was doing a lot of other things. He had a laundry business. He had, as you can imagine. So it's really having a negative effect on children. The parents' insistence on my child has to study this, he has to choose this career, he has to be this or that professional is really not a good thing. It's out of the parents thinking that my course, my profession, my calling, my career is more secure. My child is likely to have more better life or better life, so to speak, than his contemporaries. So I will insist that he should tour a particular path instead of the other. Meanwhile, the child could do better in his own way. He doesn't have to appeal to you. Once he's an adult, if he's not going to be wayward, if he's not going to be an armed robber or something nasty, it is okay to choose anything. You'll be happy, you'll be satisfied, you have that job satisfaction when you do what you wanted to do than what you were influenced into doing. So as a person, discourage that. As much as we would want our children to be like us in all the good things, we also should be mindful and careful not to push them into doing what they do not want. It's usually disastrous.
And I think, like you said, that sense of security,
Yes,
they think that some certain professions are more secure
exactly,
than all the things that we see today.
exactly,
Young people doing TikTok
exactly.
and all these kind of
Yes,
things.
yes.
And also sometimes I feel maybe the name, they want you to bear this doctor, this lawyer,
Exactly,
this
exactly.
engineer,
Yes,
it carries more weight
yes.
than just to say maybe a social media manager.
African parents are like that.
Yes.
There was a comedy they used to play. If you don't read professional course, the parent will help you to say you read extracurricular activity. So it's an African way of thinking. White people don't think like that. They don't think like it's an African, and it's really affecting the African society. The attachment of prestige and recognition and fame to certain disciplines. Growing up, I was in a program in church, funny, and an ordained pastor was talking, and I felt it was not right in my church back at home. He was like, don't go and be reading all these kind of, and he mentioned particular courses. Was still including my own proud profession that is sought for everywhere in the world. Everybody wants to be lawyer, barrister. He felt you should be something medical instead. So it's an African way of thinking. Our parents think a lot in that direction.
If everybody is the medical doctor, who are going to develop the other areas?
Exactly. So if everyone, like in Nigeria, world over actually, we pride ourselves as people we have three arms of government. It's arms of government, executive, legislature, and the judiciary. We tell people that the judicial arm of government is exclusive for lawyers. Yeah, we have some 1, 2 admin accounting staff, but it is almost an exclusive thing for lawyers. You go to one ministry called Ministry of Justice across this country, federal or state, that they don't have like the medical health ministry that have pharmacists, health technicians, laboratory. Ours is strictly lawyers. If you go to Ministry of Justice, it's just lawyers from the Attorney General to the least. If you go to the judiciary, except for few people, you have everybody is a lawyer or he has a diploma in law to do the other small lawyer jobs in courts. But it's an exclusive thing for lawyers. But if somebody says he should have read medicine instead of law, then the whole arm of government is not going to function. So it's a pity how we think as Africans, and that is one of the reasons why we influence our children to go and study this and that because of one or two reasons. It's going to present a society that is far not balanced. It's far below the expectation of a balanced society. So,
in conclusion, what advice do you have for young people? I know a lot of young people are watching this right now, and they have desires, they have dreams and aspirations. So what advice do you have for young people?
well, it's a whole full of distractions. People don't have people around them to inculcate the right frame in their minds. Young people like myself, though by the standard of the United Nations, they say I'm not a youth anymore because I'm not below 35 years.
I think they've shifted it to 40.
The UN, well, the thing is it fluctuates. Even the expectancy factors influence its rise and fall. But even if it is 40, I am moving away already from the class of young people, but I am young in my mind. It's a thing of the mind and a thing of the body or age. Young people need some good, like we have discussed about mentorship, some good mentors that will not distract or misdirect them into some certain things that are inimical to their overall well-being, growth, and development. Like I as a person, have always had the dream of the military. Unfortunately, for one or two reasons, I could not be in the military. But I'm happy in law. I'm happy in legal practice. Like, I am satisfied. I'm a lawyer, like, nothing feels good like being a lawyer. So you don't get it twisted if you are not a lawyer. Don't feel bad. But I know why I'm saying so. But what young people go through these days is the influence all around of thinking that life is all about the abundance of your material possession. So people do not really look into the humanity aspect of choosing a career or profession. They look into the monetary or pecuniary benefits therefrom. And if what influences your choice of a profession or a career is the money, not the humanity involved or not the satisfaction you are likely to derive, you are likely to have issues. So my advice to young people principally is what brings about all the vices we have around. Young people are into Yahoo Yahoo. Young people are into drugs. Not really taking the drugs, but moving drugs. I'm a lawyer. We have a lot of cases. You see a young man, liaising, a young man that is 20 years old has a boss who pushes cocaine. I've never seen cocaine as an adult. Here is a young man of 20 years, an undergraduate pushing cocaine. So you can imagine what it means. It presents dangerous signals to our society. And all this is a product of how the society has made it look like unless you have some money, people don't look at you with a responsible eye. Unless people will get money from you, they don't see you as serious. You could impact and influence their lives positively in a number of ways, but so long as they won't get money from you, so long as you don't have the latest car in town, you could have good investment, but you don't have that car for people to see, something that the eyes could see and admire and appreciate. People don't take you serious. A lot of factors have brought us to where we are. So young people don't even think of, no young person, or perhaps very few young people, if you ask them sincerely, want to be clergymen and teachers because they feel there is no good pay there. Some young people read law, read medicine, and they go into online stuff. And technically, some of them is not just the online thing, it's Yahoo Yahoo. Because people want fast money. It doesn't do well. It doesn't do us good. As young people, we should be able to. You can be very happy. Let me use teaching as an example. You can be very happy as a teacher. You can live a fulfilled life. You can have all the good things you want to have in life. It's about planning, regardless of how so disproportionate your pay is to your contribution. The society we live in is so not rewarding of committed people. If you are a teacher, you should earn more salary than all the professionals. But you are the least of all. Your payment cannot take you home. But with that pay that cannot take you home, you can comfortably appropriate it, invest it. Your children will live comfortably, and you will be happy. So it's not all about having plenty money, having big car, having for children of nowadays. A child has an iPhone of 400,000 naira. He doesn't have a book of 10,000 naira. It's unfortunate. Yeah, we have all the books online now, but do we read them? We don't. So we are really, really misled by a lot of things around us, a lot of factors around us. Young people need to be very careful and very serious. You can do well to choose a good course of study. You can do well to choose a good profession after your study. You can do well to choose a very good career. And you can do well to do it to the core. All you need is to be very committed to whatever you choose to do. In the long run, it rewards. It doesn't matter how belittled or how so unrecognized your choices, profession or career is. If you are consistent, you are faithful in it, it pays in the long run. So all we need as young people is to be sincere and dedicated to whatever we find ourselves doing. It might not be what we wanted to do, but where we are, it's a good thing to give in our best, and the best is nothing less than what we will get if we give in our best. I hope young people will take this advice seriously.
I hope that you've listened and you've learned one, two, or three things from this particular discussion. It's a wrap from we here, and we want to say a very big thank you, Sam, for the words of wisdom that came out from you today. We really appreciate it. We are really grateful, and we hope that 10 years from now, when you're up there, you'll still come back for another interview.
Thank you for having me. I pray we all live to see and see ourselves up there and influence the society. We always complain as not going well. I pray we all live to give in our best for the betterment of our society. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos on Skylight TV. Stay tuned for more.